Like, Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. She signed hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans.
The phenomenon that the WNBA has been trying to wrap its collective head around for over a year now just hit Chicago like a freight train, carrying autographs and breaking attendance records. And this time, it wasn't even about what happened on the court, though. The Indiana Fever obliterating the Chicago Sky 93-78 was quite the show. No, this was about something far more poetic, far more devastating.
So once again, the god Caitlin Clark came and bricked Barbie's house, scraped her goofy ass even on her off day, and took over her arena signing autographs. You see, Black Clan, this is what the face of the league looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Clark, everybody wanting to get a signature of the most electrifying woman in women's basketball, man. Bricklayer.
Stating to Angel Reese's hometown swagger. This was about Caitlin Clark walking into the United Center, Angel Reese's sacred basketball ground, sitting her groin-injured self on the bench, and somehow still becoming the main event. Angel Reese is sidelined with a back injury. Caitlin Clark is nursing a groin strain that's kept her out for 4 straight games.
Happened to Miss Angel Reese. She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap. What happened to that? Because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over. She took your trap over. Caitlin Clark, it was more fans running. They was running down on Caitlin Clark like she was Michael Jordan.
And yet, when that Indiana Fever bus rolled into Chicago, it might as well have been carrying the Pope himself. The United Center, the 20,000-seat arena that they moved this game to specifically because of the actual queen of the WNBA, was transformed into Clark's personal autograph signing convention before the game even started. If you are enjoying, please subscribe. This can only be described as the most beautiful form of basketball domination without actually playing basketball. Clark spent 20 minutes, 20 entire
Chicago Sky on Barbie Night, of which Angel Reese was not in the game. She is who Barbie Night is pretty much named after, but she is out with a back injury. As a matter of fact, many of their players are out. Mariah Jefferson is out. Haley Van Lith is out. Again, Angel Reese is out. So this game, in my mind, was pretty much a lock. And I gotta say, it was not the funnest game. And the fact that the Chicago Sky even brought it back, they were just killing them by the
minutes
first half.
Walking around the United Center signing autographs for fans. She made her way around 2/3 of the arena, and when security tried to shuffle her into the tunnel like she was some regular player, she kept going. She kept going because that's what legends do when they understand their place in the universe. All the way to, and here's the kicker that should make every Angel Reese fan question everything they thought they knew about basketball hierarchy. These weren't Indiana Fever fans who happened to be in Chicago. These were Chicago fans in Chicago's house at Angel Reese's home court, desperately
Estoy bien nerviosa. All the way from Mexico, just to be
scrambling for Caitlin Clark's signature. One fan even tried to get Clark to sign Chicago Sky merchandise, and she politely declined because even injured, even sitting on the bench, Caitlin Clark has standards. The woman was signing jerseys, basketballs, and anything else fans could thrust in her direction for nearly half an hour, and she did it with the grace of someone who understands that her mere presence is an event. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was, presumably somewhere dealing with her back injury, watching her home crowd lose their collective minds over her biggest rival, who couldn't even...
You can never do this in Indiana or in any arena, because we don't come to see you, bricklaying sloth. Caitlin Clark is the official owner of Chicago, man. It's time that y'all build a Caitlin Clark statue in Chicago in front of the Chicago Sky Arena, man. Because Clark just comes over and takes over the arena with all the dozens and dozens of people, boys, girls, everybody wanting to see the god Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
Lace up her sneakers that day. Mitchell dropped 35 points. 35 on 7 three-pointers, achieving her 100th career 20-point game and her 9th 30-point performance. She also picked up her 200th career steal, ranking second in franchise history behind only Tama Catchings for 20-point games. Points. This wasn't just a basketball performance. This was Mitchell announcing to the basketball world that the Fever have layers. While everyone's been obsessing over Clark's every move, Mitchell has been quietly building a resume that would make most guards jealous. She's the perfect complement to Clark's brilliance, a veteran who can carry the load when needed and elevate her game when the spotlight finds her. The Sky playing without their own superstar and Angel Reese managed just 78 points while
Was just on another level today, man. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about the hustle, the steal, the drive, the shot making, the making the threes. Fam, it was just really a dominant performance from her, man. Really looking like one of those superstars. All right, she looked like a pure superstar today, man. However you want to chalk it up. All right, had 35 points. 35.
shooting a dismal 32.1% from the field. They committed 23 turnovers that the Fever converted into 31 points and shot an abysmal 20% from three-point range. It was the kind of performance that makes you wonder if having your biggest rivals' fans chanting in your home arena might be a psychological disadvantage. What happened in Chicago on July 27th wasn't just about one game or one player. This was about the complete redefinition of what it means to be a draw in professional sports. Caitlin Clark's jersey is the second best-selling basketball jersey in America. Not just WNBA, but basketball. Period. Trailing only Stephen Curry. Her merchandise has sparked a 1,000% year-over-year increase in player-specific WNBA gear sales. Games featuring Clark average 1.178 million viewers, nearly 3 times higher than other WNBA games. Indiana Fever games average 1,684 fans, nearly
getting their asses blown out by 40. It's just another shining example of the delusion that runs through the WNBA. Like, some players in the WNBA really truly believe that they play basketball on like skill on par level as men in the NBA. These women in the WNBA are a Bush League junior varsity high school basketball team. It would be one thing if like you're shooting and your shots just weren't falling and your percentage was just like low for the night. But this is just absolutely an embarrassing display of what is described as the best of the best level of basketball.
doubling the 8,552 fans at Nana Fever games. When Clark plays in cities like Atlanta and Washington, attendance numbers explode. Atlanta sees their crowds jump from 3,316 to 17,592 fans, while Washington goes from 4,988 to 20,522. But this Chicago moment was different. This was Caitlin Clark proving that her influence transcends geography, team loyalty, and even her physical availability to play. She transformed a 20,000-seat arena in her rival's hometown into her personal meet and greet, and she did it while wearing street clothes and nursing an injury. You want to talk about psychological dominance? Angel Reese missed 2 straight games with a back injury. But even if she had been healthy, she would have spent the pregame watching thousands of Chicago fans treating her biggest rival like visiting royalty. That's not just losing a basketball game. That's having your entire home court advantage questioned by the universe itself. The game moved to the United Center specifically to accommodate the massive crowds that Caitlin Clark draws. The original Winrest Arena, where the Sky normally plays, seats about 10,000 people. It's not just about putting up numbers or winning games, though Clark does plenty of that when healthy. It's about creating a gravitational pull so strong that your presence alone can alter the entire atmosphere of an arena. It's about being so magnetic that fans of opposing teams will wait in line for your autograph while their own team warms up in the background. What made this victory even...
And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlin was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play. On the off chance Caitlin Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything. So here's Caitlin Clark signing autographs for 2 minutes, 20 seconds. There are just a serious amount of fans. I don't even know, is that even just a towel? Like, it's very different. Like, they're showing up there. People are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's...
Impressive was how thoroughly the Fever dominated without their best player. Aaliyah Boston contributed 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Michaela Timpson added 14 points off the bench, while Ari McDonald chipped in 10 points. This was a complete team performance that showcased the depth and development of a franchise that has built something special around Clark's stardom. The Fever closed the first quarter on an 18-2 run to lead 26-13 with Mitchell scoring 13 points in that frame. This wasn't just beating the Sky. This was beating them so thoroughly that it felt like a statement about the entire trajectory of these two franchises. The Fever improved to 14-12 and claimed their third double-digit victory over Chicago this season. The Sky fell to 718, continuing a season that has been defined more by what they've missed than what they've accomplished. Represents something bigger than basketball statistics or win-loss records. This was a cultural moment that perfectly encapsulated why
CC get treated like MJ in the rack. Oh my God. Caitlin Clark getting treated like Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Chief Keef, Lil Durk, all of them. Caitlin Clark took over Chicago. She signed autographs for hours. This wasn't no extras that was paid to come stand in the scene. No, these were real people trying to get autographs. And then we got Ice Cube bombing on Angel Reese, talking about, man, she's not worth the money that Caitlin Clark was worth. Caitlin Clark unlocked millions for the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark has become the most important figure in women's basketball. She didn't need to score 30 points or dish out 15 assists. She didn't need to hit logo three-pointers or break records. She just needed to show up, be present, and let her gravitational pull do the rest. The fact that she spent nearly 30 minutes signing autographs before a game she couldn't play in a rival's home arena for fans who should theoretically be rooting against her tells you everything you need to know about her place in the sports landscape. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell was busy proving that great players make everyone around them better, even when they're not on the court. Her 3 5-point explosion wasn't just about individual brilliance. It was about stepping up when the moment demanded it and showing that the Fever culture Clark has helped create extends throughout the entire roster. The final score was Indiana Fever 93, Chicago Sky 78. But the real story was written in the 20 minutes before tip-off when Caitlin Clark transformed the United Center into her personal fan appreciation event. It was written in the faces of Chicago fans who came.
Kelsey Mitchell dropping a 35-piece right on y'all domes. Aaliyah Boston out there Boston marketing. Michaela Timpson, our rookie, out there giving y'all the business. A Chicago Sky Goon Squad. When Bricklayer Reese plays, y'all lose. When the Sloth doesn't play, y'all lose. When Ariel Atkins plays, y'all lose. When she doesn't play, y'all lose. When Haley Van Lith plays, y'all lose. When she doesn't play, y'all lose. But ever since the Chicago Sky Goon Squad drafted Bricklayer, I spaced too far apart Reese, y'all ain't did shit.
To see their Sky play but left talking about the Indiana player who couldn't even suit up. It was written in the contrast between a franchise that has built something sustainable around stardom and one that's still trying to figure out how to maximize their own considerable talent. Angel Reese will be back from her back injury eventually. She continues putting up impressive numbers and building her own considerable brand. But what happened in Chicago on July 27th will stand as a perfect example of the difference between being a very good player and being a cultural phenomenon. It's the difference between drawing fans and creating a gravitational field that bends reality around your presence as playing, and then they play this way when she's not playing. So Bricklayer Reese is like, let me sit out too so they could talk about how the Sky play when I'm playing and not playing. Man, cuz Clark lives rent-free in her empty-ass head. She tried to do everything that Clark does. We said, we're watching women's basketball because of Caitlin Clark. And Angel Reese gets up there and says, no, they're watching because of me, too. Caitlin Clark showed up to Chicago, sat on the bench, signed autographs.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC. Angel, pray up, me bound Reese, I hope you listening. It looks like that line was for my precious CC. How she pulled up in your trap. Yeah, she brought the trap to your trap. What you mean? Yeah, everybody wanna, my precious CC autograph. That's what I'm talking about. Who the biggest superstar? I'm waiting. Who the face of the league? I'm waiting. I know. Caitlin Clark is the Caitlin Clark effect. The CC effect. My precious CC, we here. She there. Real time, she injured. You hear me? She rehabbing. And everybody, hey, CC, hey, oh my God, you are amazing. Okay.
And somehow still shut down the whole place. That's not just basketball dominance, that's transcendence. That's what happens when greatness announces itself so loudly that even silence becomes a statement. And in Angel Reese's own house, with Angel Reese nowhere to be found, Caitlin Clark proved once again that some players don't just play the game, they become the game itself. The Indiana Fever walked out of Chicago with another decisive victory. Kelsey Mitchell walked out with a career performance, and Caitlin Clark walked out having turned a road game into a homecoming. That's the kind of cultural dominance that doesn't show up in box scores, but changes everything about how we understand sports stardom in the 21st century.